He knew things he shouldn't. Thoughts, feelings, secrets whispered on the wind. All of them found him, crashing into his mind like waves against the shore. It was a gift, some would say. A curse, he thought, his brow creased with the familiar thrum of mental intrusion. He was a beacon, a lighthouse in the dark, drawing in every stray thought from the world around him. Tampa Bay, his prison, gilded cage, a humid hell paved with good intentions and bad vibes. The heat clung to him, a physical manifestation of the mental oppression he felt. He paced his opulent apartment, each step echoing the turmoil inside him. The city lights, shimmering on the bay, mocked him with their false promise of escape. His ability, this so-called gift, had manifested in his youth, a whisper in the back of his mind, a strange pull towards the thoughts of others. It started small, innocuous, the musings of classmates, the worries of teachers. It wasn't long before the whispers became roars, the gentle stream a raging torrent. He learned to shield himself, to build walls against the onslaught, but the effort was constant, exhausting. Tampa, he thought, his jaw clenching. It was different here. The people, their thoughts, they were darker, malicious. He felt their envy, their resentment, their greed clinging to him like cobwebs. He was sure they were the source of his torment, these people, these vultures, these hobo beggars. He saw them everywhere. On the sun-drenched sidewalks, lounging in the shade of palm trees, their eyes, vacant and hungry, followed him. Hobo beggars, he thought, his lip curling in disgust. They were leeches, parasites feeding off the energy of others. Their thoughts, a cacophony of negativity, bombarded him relentlessly. They envied his wealth, his success. He saw it in their eyes, the resentment simmering just below the surface. They resented his ability, his gift, his curse. They couldn't understand it, couldn't control it, so they hated him for it. He was different, and in their eyes, difference was a threat. He had tried at first to ignore them, to block them out, to pretend they didn't exist. But their thoughts, their negativity, it was insidious. It seeped into his dreams, poisoned his waking hours. He couldn't escape them, not in Tampa. This city, he realized, was their breeding ground, their haven. He saw them for what they were, parasites feeding off the lifeblood of the city. They were everywhere, their negativity a suffocating blanket over Tampa Bay. He had to get away, he thought, his chest tightening with a familiar panic. He had to escape their reach, their insidious influence. Paris, Tokyo, Rio de Janeiro. He had traveled the world seeking solace in the unfamiliar, hoping to outrun the whispers that plagued him. The Eiffel Tower, the bustling Shibuya crossing, the Christ the Redeemer statue. All impressive, all breathtaking, yet none offered the sanctuary he craved. The faces changed, the languages blurred, but the feeling remained. The prickling sensation of being watched, the weight of unseen eyes on his back. It was as if they were with him, their presence echoing in the recesses of his mind. The hobo beggars of Tampa Bay, their tendrils reaching across continents, their negativity seeping into his thoughts. He tried to lose himself in the crowd, to blend in, to be anonymous. But it was no use. He was a beacon, his mind a lighthouse in the storm, drawing in the thoughts and emotions of those around him. He could feel their envy, their greed, their lust, their despair. It was a constant barrage, a never-ending assault on his senses. He had money, more than he could ever spend. He had success, fame, everything the world told him he should desire. Yet none of it mattered. None of it could silence the whispers, the insidious whispers that followed him like a shadow. The hobo beggars of Tampa Bay, they haunted him still. The whispers started subtly. Vague feelings of unease, a sense of being watched. He dismissed them at first, attributing them to the residual paranoia from his time in Tampa. But the whispers persisted, growing stronger, more insistent. They spoke of him, of his wealth, his abilities. They spoke of his past, twisting his memories, painting him as the villain, the monster. He heard them in the rustling leaves, the hum of traffic, the murmur of conversations around him. They were everywhere, their whispers weaving a tapestry of doubt and fear in his mind. He began to question his sanity. Was he imagining it? Was the constant barrage of thoughts finally taking its toll? He consulted doctors, specialists, even spiritual advisors. They offered him platitudes, medication, incense, and meditation. Nothing worked. The whispers remained. He realized then that this was beyond conventional understanding. This was deeper, darker, more insidious. The hobo beggars of Tampa Bay, they were reaching out to him, their negativity transcending physical distance. They were trying to break him, to drive him mad, and he wouldn't let them. He would fight back.